Hi, Samuel. Welcome.
Pleasure to be here, KJ.
As a 12-year veteran of PharmaEssentia, you've been instrumental in the company's journey from a startup to a global player. I'm excited to discuss how your operational leadership is fueling this growth today. So my first question to you, Samuel, you have been with PharmaEssentia for 12 years, okay? So having seen the company grow from R&D to a global commercial stage, and very soon, I believe, revenue will exceed 1 billion, okay? What do you think is the secret sauce or the most unique aspect of this company?
I think what we see is a track record of PharmaEssentia and the resilience that we've shown, as well as the pride we've taken in the work that we've accomplished. And this is certainly led by Dr. Casey Lin, Dr. Qingneo Tang, and their steadfast vision and commitment for what we can do for patients, what we can do for Taiwan, and what we can do for the furtherance of the science. All these foundational elements have really created, this is the secret sauce of why PharmaEssentia is where it is today. We have a foundation, and that foundation helps us anchor on a future vision that's rapidly materializing. On the business front, we're getting rapidly better, particularly on the commercial element. When we first launched Bezremi and PV in 2021, many of the legacy PharmaEssentia people, myself included, that was the first product we've ever commercially launched in the United States. Part of that secret sauce is how do you get smarter? How do you iterate? How do you apply better business intelligence to make more impactful business decisions to accelerate and really capture your market? And this part of the secret sauce is just seeing this evolution of the company. The company has gotten rapidly better and rapidly smarter. And we're excited to show and demonstrate what we're capable of and deliver on your vision of us getting across $1 billion, particularly when we have our 2 approvals in 2026.
Well, that's great. So also, other than the potential approval, we also recently announced a 46 million investment in Puerto Rico. So can you explain the strategy behind the Taiwan-US dual manufacturing model, and how does this ensure a global supply resilience and also the quality?
Yeah, I mean, Taiwan has done an amazing job providing the global supply of Bezremi to date. Every single unit of commercial Bezremi has been proudly sourced and originated in Taiwan. That being said, we're also focused on the supply side of the business. We're convinced that the demand side of the business is strong, it's compelling. We have the right product, the right upcoming approvals, and the right team in place to really capture and drive to the point where Bezremi emerges as a blockbuster. Part of making sure that we're strong and robust on the supply side is setting up other manufacturing nodes, geographically diversified beyond Taiwan. We appreciate our Taiwanese roots, but as many other large companies such as Eli Lilly, Amgen, and AbbVie, who've all set up shop in Puerto Rico, we're also part of that legacy. We can capture a lot of the skilled workforce that's in Puerto Rico that's available, but there's also a lot of infrastructure such as tax advantages as well as tax efficiencies that we can absolutely capture. Thinking about our future P&L and our future earnings, this allows us to really capture some very positive gains on our margin and really emerge as a stronger, healthier company, both through the demand side as well as our margins.
So from what you just described, to have a manufacturing site in the US or particularly in Puerto Rico is becoming a trend in the pharmaceutical industry.
Yes.
So it's not a random decision.
Very much so. I mean, you see many, even 10-figure investment recently with Amgen, they keep scaling. And a lot of the conversation these days have been accelerated, of course, a lot of news about tariffs in these elements, but there's also the necessity just to really bolster our supply side of the business. Again, this is a forward-looking confidence that our demand side of the business has been rapidly picking up.
Okay.
And it will continue to trend that way. So bolstering the supply side just makes very strong logical sense.
Okay, sounds like a robust strategy. So also, Samuel, as PharmaEssentia continues to deepen its strategic partnership with Forest Pharmaceutics in Canada, what are the key operational steps being taken to ensure this market becomes a seamless part of the global infrastructure? And how does this move help create a more unified North American presence for the company?
Yeah, I think it's wonderful. I mean, with the addition of Forrest and led by Kevin Lashuk, who is a very, very senior executive with some great experience at Celgene, we offer and we can learn a lot from each other. So Kevin and the Forrest team have performed excellently as far as getting established and really setting up initially in Canada, running a very strong exceptional importation program, and especially gearing up and preparing for a commercial launch of PV, Bezremi and PV in Canada. And so as with any merger and acquisition, there's always going to be a period which you have to integrate and make sure your business processes are connected and working well. And we believe that this will be no different and a challenge that we're ready for. It allows us, though, because there's a lot of North American key opinion leaders that actually participate in trials or go to conferences, and there's a lot of overlap between US and Canadian physicians. And so this allows us, this engagement, as well as this shared learning and this shared pool of key opinion leaders, allows us to very efficiently work as a joint North American commercial vertical.
Right. In the previous interview with Kevin, and he mentioned, first of all, Canada is huge.
Yes.
Okay. And secondly, the population is pretty spread out. And thirdly, he mentioned that in Canada, there are over 200 different languages. So I believe a good help in Canada would be a very good step for PharmaEssentia.
Absolutely.
So the next question is, Bezremi was included in the NCCN guideline for PV pretty quickly after its approval. And even for ET right now is before formal approval. For viewers who may not be familiar with the NCCN guideline, can you briefly explain what it is and why they matter so much in real-world treatment decisions?
Sure. So NCCN stands for National Comprehensive Cancer Network. And what this is a consortium of physicians who create a panel who help create guidelines primarily to inform community physicians who may be a little less aware or see fewer diagnoses of these rare cancers on how to use a treatment paradigm and treatment guideline to help aid their physician in their patient care. And so with PV, we saw very good progress initially, as you mentioned, KJ. So we started out, we got our listing based on the strength of your clinical data. This is always the starting point of the conversation. As the data evolves, as the data matures, you can also submit subsequent data to help further and to help enhance your NCCN guidelines. The impact is primarily twofold. Payers do pay attention to the NCCN guidelines because the NCCN guidelines, again, positive listing is a reflection on this consortium and these strong key opinion leaders' opinion on the quality of your data. So good listings means strong support for your data and ultimately belief.
Right.
So it gives the payers a leverage point to say, yes, we believe in your data, you'll have easy access, or conversely, there are challenges with your data and you'll be disadvantaged from a coverage standpoint. So I'm happy to say with PV, we've seen really good positive progress. And as you mentioned with ET, we saw a Category 1 listing for ET, which is absolutely unprecedented before we launched the product. And so leveraging ET, leveraging NCCN, amplifying that message, and making sure physicians feel comfort, and then payers also know that the data is strong, it's clean, and ultimately we'll have coverage decisions very, very rapidly. This is part of the element, the commercial business, that we had to learn back in 2021 that we're getting significantly better now.
So you mentioned about Category 1.
Yes.
I believe that's probably a specific term in NCCN guideline. Can you elaborate more what the Category 1 means?
Thank you. Yes, Category 1 just means there's a uniform consensus that the drug is strong, it's efficacious, and it's allowable in this specific setting and guideline. So it's ultimately extremely positive news. There's Category 2A, there's Category 2B, there's Category 3, and we are Category 1 for ET.
Okay, so for other than Category 1, the evidence is not that strong.
Category 1 is the strongest
It's the
designation.
strongest, yes. Yep. So from your point of view, as you mentioned about payers, so you believe that to get PV and ET into the NCCN guideline will help the access and the reimbursement for the patients, right? That's correct. Samuel, thank you for your insights. Your ability to scale the global infrastructure while staying true to the company's core mission is a vital part of PharmaEssentia's success as it heads toward the next billion-dollar milestone.
Billion-dollar milestone.
Yes.
We'll get there.
Yes.
Thank you.
Very soon.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you.